Hello ladies and gentlemen, Sequel Green here, and in this video I want to talk a little bit more about the hotfix update that they did, because in the last episode I was also trying to cover ninjas to mobile news and I didn't give enough attention to the subject. So in this video we will talk about the threat for people randomly going down, we will talk about if unusual gameplay errors still happened, and we will talk about the arena bug that was unfortunately fixed, and about the sim packs still not being introduced back into the offer store. So with all that being said, like and subscribe if you like this video, dislike it if you dislike it, maybe hit that bell button to get notified for every single upload, and let's get into it! So the first subject that I want to touch on is the total threat going down. Many players having experienced this, I have experienced this, I think this happened basically to everybody in the game. And it's a little bit weird because they added the dodge resistance back, so that means now heroes are going to get an additional stat. So that means that they should have higher threat, but unfortunately their threat went down. And let me explain the threat a little bit, because this might be absolutely nothing to worry about or everything to worry about depending on what's the cause. Total threat is going to be a rough estimate of your total account strength. People use it to flex with how much threat they got, and there's nothing to blame in that. I do that myself. I even upload videos like the ones with oh my god, I got 4 million threat on my account in 4 months. Yeah, everybody does it. It's okay to do it, but you need to understand that first of all, threat is not always the significance of how exactly strong your account is. Because in the game works in a way that stats are going to sometimes give more threat than other stats, even if those stats are not the recommended stats you will need for a character. For example, a Kilnflint Suckwoman with maximum resistances and maximum health would have a much higher threat than a properly built Kilnflint Suckwoman. But of course you don't want to make your Kilnflint Suckwoman a tank, even though that would technically give you more threat. So in that way, when you are building characters, it's not usually good to go for threat. But as you're upgrading your account and as you're upgrading your characters, your threat is going to increase no matter what. And that is why it is kind of a mark of progress for many people. And now let's talk about the threat drops. There are two possibilities. If the threat dropped just because of a simple error, is just a visual bug, then I have no problem with that, to be honest. Like, I couldn't care less if my threat dropped. Like, you please go ahead and half my threat if you're going to fix all the other bugs. Just fix all the other bugs at the price of my threat, I don't care, that's just a bragging number, if this is just an error. But there's the second possibility, the possibility that the threat dropped because they yet again introduced some unintentional nerfs to some characters. Like they did last update with Arcanite Batman passive not working, Justice League Superman passive not working, and those passives, even though they don't give straight away stats, for example, even if they give raw stats, for example, Justice League, Speed Force the Flash is going to give a fast attack on his passive. That fast attack is not going to apply to him directly until he is in a battle, and is not going to show on the stats. But if you upgrade a specific passive, you are going to get an increase in your threat. And the problem is that that decrease in threat might be something that they screwed up, and might be some passives or some abilities for some characters not working properly, and that is why the game does not register them. And in that situation it makes it so much worse. Like if it's just a visual bug, I don't care, just go ahead and fix it when you got time, whatever, who cares, it's just a bragging number. But the main problem it would be if this was brought by some other cause, and if the threat drop is going to be legitimate and your account is going to be that much weaker. That would definitely be a problem. If it's just the graphical issues, I couldn't care less, honestly. I know it's people that really care about that in terms of bragging points, and I can understand that, I can relate to that, but I can also acknowledge that we have other priorities, and if the game gets fixed at the price of a threat bug, I don't care, but just there is the chance to be higher ramifications into this, and I really hope they didn't screw something up. I hope it's just a visual bug with a threat. It will get eventually fixed, hopefully, and I hope they didn't accidentally nerf some passives of some characters yet again. Next up, the unusual gameplay. I'm going to talk about this briefly because this is not the time to talk about this. They said they will implement like today or tomorrow the extended period for soul raids, and they might at the same time also implement the unusual gameplay fix. So yes, people are still getting unusual gameplays sometimes, and okay, let's give it the benefit of the doubt. Let's give it like one more day until they also introduce the extended timer, and let's see if then that is fixed. Not going to say anything anymore about this. Let's wait and see. Next up, they fix the arena bug, and that's crap. They fixed the good arena bug. Like, the good arena bug was a bug that they introduced with the 4.0 update, where you could yet again and again fight the same opponent, because after the fight was over, your opponents would not refresh. And while some people didn't like it because they saw it as repetitive, some people really enjoyed it because their arena grind would be so much smaller, because you wouldn't have to spend such huge amounts of time looking again and again for opponents. And for the people who believe that this was just too repetitive to do and they refreshed anyway to get some more diversity in terms of the team they fought, it's okay. You could do that even before, and you didn't need for this bug to get fixed, because in the situation that was before, you were given a choice. You either want to fully enjoy the arena experience and play against different teams and get better in that way, or you just wanted to farm your arena grind. And farming my arena grind that way, just finding a good, juicy, high-trade team that was easy to beat, would be of tremendous help for me, because I got just so little free time on my hands. And that is going to really suck. It sucks the most when you put in a game a bug that is not like game breaking. Like, not everybody was getting like 10,000 gems a day. It was nothing like that. It was a bug that actually brought a quality of life improvement that you might even want to implement in the game yourself in the future. And you removed it because it was unintended. I can kind of in a way understand that, but I would really like to see that as a feature, as an official feature in the game in the future, because it does indeed save a lot of time. And people spending more time on a game is not really good, because if they spend it in a frustrating endeavor, then they are likely to not play your game anymore in the future. Time spent on a game doesn't equal every time enjoyment, if you are looking at things that way. And also they haven't introduced yet the sim pack in the offer store. They have removed previously the sim pack and the gear box. I don't really care about the gear box because it is easier for you to actually farm campaign, not easier but more profitable for you to actually farm campaign and shatter the gears. But there was a gear pack for people who chose to buy that, which was 250 gems that you could go ahead and buy and get a bunch of gears and a bunch of reforges. That's gone. And while I don't care about that one because I wasn't buying it, some people are missing it. So yeah, maybe get that back. That pack has been along for a very, very long time. And it would be a shame to lose it for the people that bought it. And the even bigger problem in my opinion is that they removed the sim pack. Sims in this game are going to be a currency that is going to help you skip through fights that you have already completed with 3 stars. And that was a huge quality of life improvement. And there are other ways to get sims. You can get sims by playing the campaign. There's also a bug if you play manually the campaign enough, like once every 20 or 30 fights you will eventually get a buttload of sims, like 12 or something. Though that is no specific way to trigger it, it just happens from time to time, so you can get sims from there. You can also get sims from daily quests, some at the very least, and you can also get sims from the basic chests. But the problem is that getting them from the basic chest is not going to be optimal, because there are better things to do with your credits, well, like upgrading your hero's abilities. And the basic chests, in my opinion, are not really worth the credits you spent to get sims and energy for them. But right now I have no other choice, because I don't have enough time to properly play the game and keep going on through the campaigns. So I kind of need to buy that, and you might need to buy that yourself if you are struggling with the time and you don't want to tediously complete yet again and again the campaign rounds. And the problem with this is that many games have this, okay? Many games have the thing like if you want to skip rounds, it's going to be a currency, it's not going to be encountered often, it's going to be more or less a premium currency. And that's okay for those specific games, because those specific games are going to have a good autoplay feature. The autoplay feature in Just Mobile is going to be total crap. Like if you put 3 characters in autoplay in the campaign, most of you I think most of you even forgot about that function. Like you go over there, in the top of the screen there's going to be the pause button, and in the left I think is going to be the autoplay button. So if you press that and you let your team just autoplay the fight, you might lose with double the threat in the campaign, because the AI for your team is going to be so horrendous, and even in the situation where both teams are going to be AI controlled, the AI that's against you will still have a little bit of a frame advantage over the AI that you yourself are using. So that sucks. So I hope that in conclusion, I hope the total threat is going down is going to be just a visual bug. If it's just a visual bug, honestly, I couldn't care less about it. I'm sorry for the guys that care about those things, and I understand, but me personally, I couldn't care less if it's just a visual bug. But I hope it has no further ramifications. Unusual gameplay remains to be seen if it will get fixed. Arena bug is a huge shame that it is gone, and please, for the love of God, bring back the sim packs and the resource packs in the offer store. With all that being said, thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it, maybe hit that bell button, and I'll see you in the next one.